Dive 2: Food Chains and Food Webs. All living things need energy. They get energy from food. For example, an ocean plant called kelp is eaten by sea urchins. Sea otters eat the sea urchins. In turn, a sea otter might be eaten by a shark. In each case, energy is transferred from the organism that is eaten to the organism that eats it. What is a food chain? A food chain shows how each member of an ecosystem gets its food. A simple food chain links a producer, an herbivore, and one or more carnivores. Figure 5.3. Arrows in the food chain show how energy is passed from one link to another. What is the most plentiful member of a field ecosystem? You might answer carnivores, since there are 3 examples of carnivores in the illustration above. However, grasses and other producers are much more plentiful than carnivores. This food chain shows how each member of an ecosystem gets its food. It is not meant to show how many of each type of the organism there is in an ecosystem. There are more producers than herbivores or carnivores in an ecosystem. When an herbivore eats a plant, only some of the plant's energy becomes part of the herbivore's body. The rest is lost as heat or waste. Also, when a carnivore eats only animals, only some of that energy becomes part of the carnivore's body. The amount of energy that gets passed along from the original producer becomes less and less as you move up the food chain. An energy pyramid is a good way to show how energy moves from the one feeding level to the next in a food chain. Why is the pyramid a good shape for the diagram? Because a pyramid is wide at the base and narrow at the top. As you move up the pyramid, from producer to consumer, the diagram gets smaller and smaller to show how less and less energy is available. In fact, only about 10% of the energy is passed up the chain at any one level. Most animals are part of more than one food chain. They eat more than one kind of food to get enough energy and nutrients. You can connect many food chains to form a food web. How many simple food chains are shown in the food web below? Take a moment to answer these questions.